You know, when we think about words, we usually focus on the beginning or the middle. But have you ever stopped to listen to, well, the word's final heartbeat? That's what we're diving into today, consonant final blends. And trust me, understanding these is a huge key to unlocking reading fluency for any young reader.
So, you've probably seen this happen, right? You're listening to a child read, and they'll say something like fast instead of fast, or jump instead of jump. They get the beginning, they get the middle, but that little cluster of sounds at the end just disappears. So, what's really going on there? And more importantly, how do we help them hear and say that final sound?
Well, to really get to the bottom of it, we have to kind of shift our thinking. A lot of early phonics is all about beginnings. But the truth is, real fluency, that smooth, natural reading, it really clicks into place when a child masters how words end. Those endings give our language its rhythm, its structure, that feeling of completion.
I just love this quote. It nails it, doesn't it? That final blend, it's like the final chord in a song. If you miss it, the whole thing just feels off. It hangs in the air, unfinished. So it's not just about a sound, it's about the actual music of the language. Okay, so let's get super clear about what we're talking about here. What exactly is a final blend? It's a pretty simple idea, but once a young learner gets it, it's a total game changer. So here's the secret sauce. Both sounds are heard. This isn't about creating one new sound. It's about a quick, smooth little sequence of sounds you already know. Think about the word best. You hear the S and you hear the T. In jump, you hear the M and the P. They just slide right into each other. They blend. You know, looking at this table, what really jumps out at me is how physical this all is. Take a look at the teaching tip for emp in a word like jump. It says to help the child feel their lips closing for that P sound. This isn't just an auditory thing. It's about what their mouth is doing. Same for ent. You can actually show them where their tongue goes to make that final T sound. It's pretty cool. And that whole idea of making it physical leads us right into this really fantastic hands-on strategy. It's called the sound flow method, and it's specifically designed to tackle that problem of dropping the last sound, basically by making the end of the word impossible to miss.
All right, let's just walk through this with the word fast. So for step 1, you'd say the base word fast. Easy enough? Then, for step 2, you add some energy to that last sound. You make that T a really sharp, clear little pop. Step 3, you can even exaggerate the physical feeling of it, maybe by tapping your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Then you blend it all together. Slowly at first, fast, and then faster, fast. And finally, you lock it in by having them read the word and write it down. It's just a simple, clear, step-by-step process. And here's the magic behind it all. What you're really doing is building motor memory. By connecting that sound to a real physical action, like the feeling of your lips closing or a little puff of air, the body actually starts to remember what the ear is supposed to be hearing. It takes this abstract idea of a sound blend and makes it totally concrete, something you can actually feel. And you know what? We can have a ton of fun with this physical learning idea. The goal is to make phonics feel like a game, not a chore. So let's check out a few activities that can really bring these final blends to life. I mean, these are just awesome ideas for making it fun. Can you picture sound sculpting, with kids tracing the letters ost in the air with their fingers? Or a blend hop game, where they literally jump onto a mat with the right word ending? Even something as simple as using magnetic letters to build the word milk, letting them physically put the L and then the K at the end. They're not just hearing it, they are touching it, building it, and moving it. And that right there is the whole point. When you get kids up and moving, when you turn phonics into something they can physically interact with, the learning just sticks. It goes from being just a mental exercise to a full body experience that's way harder to forget. So, what's the big payoff for all this focus on word endings? Well, it's nothing short of helping to transform a hesitant, choppy reader into a confident, fluent one. And believe me, the difference is night and day. And you can really see that transformation when you put it side by side like this. On one side, you've got that hesitant reading, it's choppy, they're dropping those final sounds, and they're just focused on decoding one letter at a time. But look at the other side. After mastering these blends, you get this smooth, natural rhythm. They start to see patterns in words, not just individual letters. And because of that, they start reading with real expression. They can finally feel the music and the words. So let's circle all the way back to that initial problem, the sound dropping. The fix isn't to overdo it and make it sound robotic like fast-ta. No, the real key is to keep it musical. It's all about a gentle emphasis on both sounds, making sure they flow together like they're supposed to. It's a gentle guide, not a harsh correction.
When it comes right down to it, teaching final blends is really about teaching a sense of closure. It's about helping a reader find the complete thought and the full rhythm in every single word. So the question for all of us, really, is how can we start to help our own readers find their unique rhythm?